Hello violinists, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and today is day 18 in the Virtual Violin Practice Playalong. Fantastic to see you here today, and today we're going to continue our martelé bowing. We're going to play a martelé bow stroke on a G major scale, and then we're going to improvise in the key of G major. So let's get your things together and let's get started. Let's tune up, shall we? Here is your A. And here is your E. This is your D string. And here is G. Now let's practice the tuning in double stops. So let's play the A and E strings together. And I want you to listen out to that sound, and if these two notes are really melting together into one nice note. If they don't, then you might want to wind this video back and go back to the individual strings A and E and tune them really precisely, because if you have tuned correctly, those two strings should sound as one note. So let's try that on the D and A strings, shall we? To see if those two notes melt together very nicely. And that is a practice in itself, really starting to listen really as well as you can. Here are your G and D strings, so you can try it again. So today we're going to start with just our bow. So let's put your violin away. And we just want to go over that bow hold once again. The bow hold, I would say, is one of the most important things to get right in violin playing, because the bow is the heart of your violin playing, isn't it? The tone that you create is the essence of nice violin playing. So that's why I keep coming back to this bow hold. So let's check that your thumb is bent underneath, and let's also check that your thumb and your middle finger are precisely opposite one another. So you might want to check, some people are right here, or other people have got their middle fingers right there. Can you make it precisely right today? There we go. Your ring finger comes next to your middle finger, then you've got a gap here and a gap there, and your little finger is on the side edge. Now, just yesterday I saw someone playing like that with their pinky on the wrong side edge, that side, but you want to approach it from this side, as it were. So it's on the side edge of the side that is towards you. Most bows have got edges here, haven't they? You can perhaps check that your bow has got an edge here, and it's just that side, slightly angled edge. There we are. Now, we've done this exercise in the past. Let's now see if we can squeeze the bow and release it. Like that. That requires quite a lot of bow control already. And we're developing that all the time. So your thumb joins in. Can you see that? Squeezing, or bending I should say. and straightening it. There we go. Now if you find this a little bit tricky, try it this way. Move your bow up and then bend your fingers, and now move your bow down towards the floor and then straighten your fingers. A lot of people find this a little bit easier to do, so go ahead and do it this way if that is easier for you. Very nice. And we're going to need this bow squeezing and releasing because today we're going to develop our martelet bowing a little bit further. And martelet bowing was the bowing where you explode with some energy and then start to bow, isn't it? So martelet in French actually means hammered. And when you hammer something, you get quite a sudden sound, don't you? Bang, bang, bang. And that is what we're after. So let's pick up your violin now. So we're just going to practice that now on your violin. Let's put your bow down in the middle on the D string, and we're just going to practice this squeezing. And when you squeeze your fingers, you can also press your bow down into the string so the stick touches the hair of the bow. That's it. And do that again. Now let's involve your elbow in your right shoulder as well, so that all comes down. Wow. Do that a few more times. And when you get the hang of this, now we're going to add a little down bow bow stroke. Just as you release, and then you put the pressure back on. And let's practice that again. Release it and immediately play a little up bow. And down. Now you may see that I lift my index finger up from the bow, and that's just to indicate what's happening, and I don't want you to do that. You just do it like this. But I think it just shows it a bit more clearly when I lift the pressure off, like that. So leave your finger on the string if you can, suddenly release the pressure, and at that moment you start bowing. That's it. Try it a few more times. Excellent. So now it is a matter of getting the timing right. So as soon as you release the pressure, the tension in your bow hand, that's when you start to move the bow, and you stop it as well at the same time. So you stop moving the bow and you put the tension back on. And it's that timing that we're going to practice next. So let's do the same thing. Let's go on the middle of the bow, and now let's see if you can time the movement of your bow at the same time as the release of the tension. And there. So what happens if I don't time it quite right? Look, I'm going to move the bow now, but leave the tension on for too long. You see? You get a bit more screechy when you do that. But if you let go straight away when you start a bow, that's it. And we're listening out for that little kick at the beginning of each bow stroke. To try and get every single bow stroke of the same quality, and that is very difficult to achieve. I love watching Bake Off, and there they want 12 the same eclairs, and it's the same as with us. We want 12 of the same beautiful bow strokes. That's not so easy to do. It's much easier to do one or two, but quite a lot of the same is much harder, isn't it? So let's practice that one more time, and let's see if we can give them all the same quality. Ready? And find that over time your hit rate will increase, so you get more of the same that sound exactly the same. Well done, very good. Now let's put our bow away now. Let's just put it down and we're going to practice our left hand pizzicato. So what we're going to do is we're sticking our thumb into this little corner here, and you can feel how nice and soft it is. Then bring your elbow under the violin and your fingers up and over, and with my pinky I'm going to pluck the G string. Let's do that, off we go, and your ring finger is for the D string, and lovely. Your middle finger is for the A string, and your index finger is for the E string. Good. Give your arm a really nice swing, or rather your elbow. Give your elbow a really nice swing, so you relax your elbow and you relax your shoulder. And then we're pushing the elbow back under the violin, and we're going back to our G string once again, and ring finger for D, middle finger for A, index finger for E, and give your arm a really good swing again underneath that violin. And this swing is quite an important one, and we want to practice it time and time again so that we never lock that elbow and that shoulder in position. There is always some movement when we play, and that is what we're encouraging by doing this exercise, as well of course as we are strengthening our fingers and especially the muscle here at the side of your hand. So let's pick up the bow again, and we're going to play a G major scale with a martelé bow stroke. And we're going to play every note twice on the upper half of the bow, because that is where we play martelé. And we're going to aim to play every note with the same quality. So in between each note we're going to have a little rest where we squeeze the bow and then suddenly we let go of that tension. So we're going to go all the way up to the second finger on the E string, then we play that second finger on E again before we go down. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. So you see, not only are you training your martelé bow stroke, you're also training your concentration. And to be able to keep concentrated for all of that length of time while you go up the scale and down the scale, Takes quite a while, doesn't it? So that is very, very good if you can concentrate for that long. So free up your head a little bit. So we've got a moment to just come away from that concentration, and then we go straight back in when we play the G major arpeggio. And the G major arpeggio, we're going to play with these really floaty long bow strokes, because we want to make a difference today between the notes that we play staccato, like the martelé bow stroke is one form of staccato playing. Staccato being the name of the sound. Staccato means short, and that's what you do on your martelé bow stroke. So staccato is the name of the sound, and the martelé is the name of the bow stroke that we use to create that staccato sound. And we want to contrast that staccato playing with legato, which we're doing on the floaty bow strokes. Legato in Italian means smooth, and that is in opposition to the short and staccato playing. So let's do that on our arpeggio. And we're going to play the arpeggio with long bows, as we said. Make sure you point your bow arm forward so those bow strokes are really nice and straight. And then we're going to play the arpeggio twice over. So we're going to go up the arpeggio, down the arpeggio, and then repeat it before we hit the end note. After 3. 1, 2, 3. That was very nice. Yes, so you feel the contrast between staccato and legato very clearly now. And we're going to use that in our improvisation now. So we're going to improvise in the key of G major. That's why we've played the scale and the arpeggio, so the notes are fresh in our heads. And we're going to play a call and response. So I'm going to play you something, like imagine that is your question, and can you answer it? So you're playing something different. You can make up your own tunes on the spot, and it needs to join up seamlessly with mine. Now we're going to play 2 bars, 2 bar sections of 2 beats each. So we're playing shorties again today. I want you to think of a different melody than the one I play, and I want you to listen very carefully to whether I play staccato or legato, and you can experiment with those 2 things as well. So, are you ready? Listen carefully and then make up your own tune. 1, 2. How was that for you? Do write me in the comment section below how you found this. Are your sections too short or too long? Did you easily manage it, or did you find that quite difficult? Could you work out which key you were playing in? Could you use all the notes of the G scale and the arpeggio? It's just really nice to know for everyone else, as well as for me, how you're doing on these. So I'll play you a different section now. Can you make up your own tune again? And again using staccato and legato. I'm going to start at the top of the G scale today. This seemed to be a nice jolly one, I think. Shall we try another one? Now I'm going to start on the middle G. Let me think of a good one. It's very annoying for me not to hear what you are playing, but there you go, I'll have to live with that. Okay, let's play one more section, shall we? Awesome, very well done. And it's just lovely to know that there are lots of people around the world who are playing this with all of us together. So even if you find this a bit challenging today, just knowing that there are other people somewhere else in the world who are also finding that challenging, I think will make it a little less daunting. So we're all in this together and we're all going to get better at this together as well. So thank you very much for joining us today. It was great fun. And I look forward to seeing you again in day 19. But if you've come this far, perhaps now is the time to pick up your own books and your own music that you play with your own teacher and give it a really good go. I look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye.